Okay, so I say I'm good to continue, but suddenly I have a blank in my mind to what do next. I think I'm gonna say that unless you have anything specific,
Not me.
then we can like flash forward that one day and do the wedding. And I'm pretty sure like we do not desire to be like very descriptive and going step by step.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Basically, Genkero being really, really nervous and kind of stuttering, sweating, and yeah.
yeah, like the band Jack, Ozzy, and Lemmy just doing like pulling, pulling, pulling stops or pulling no stops, and like giving like for their like compatriot and friend of the guild, giving one of the best concerts in their long life. So that also works. Obviously, you spend money on good food, great
Yep.
wedding cake. I remember. Yeah, so
Yep, by the
everything.
Armstrong family.
Yeah, and I remember like the thing you did, like the paid, like everything is above and beyond what a proper husband had to prepare for weddings. So the guests are pleased. Ramis obviously is like pleased most of all, and she's like the happiness personified because she sees how much you care for her and what you did. So when the command goes that not command goes when there is the formula that now you may now kiss the bride, and of course the kiss goes for like for several minutes. Let
They
to be
both
Yeah,
fall down dead.
yeah,
you almost
basically,
die for oxygen deprivation.
yeah, basically, we do the thing where I just grab her and just pull her off her feet and just hold her by her back so she's leaning almost
Hold her
sideways.
underneath you and bend down, kiss her.
Yeah, that.
Bendo. Okay.
I'm
Yep. Obviously.
I'm bad at describing, but
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're trying to get at, and it's no problem. It's not Monster Hearts, so it's not really. We don't need to describe details that we are not feeling comfortable with. But I know what you're doing, so yeah, obviously, like she's like happy, and people are like clapping hard and like loud as long as the kiss goes on. And nobody is bored. Like yeah, like it's always beautiful to see
Well,
love blossoming.
someone's bored.
Yep.
You
In
don't
in the
count.
meantime, you will. It's happening something. I mean, not in the meantime because Velina was Velina invited to wedding. The
uh,
succubus.
y- probably yes.
Okay. Well, if not her, then you probably invited Veneta because she was and is compatriot and friend of Ramus, and then she would bring Velina as her +1. So probably yeah. Okay. So yeah, like after wedding, probably Andy will receive a visitor. Although he will be anxious for some time because yeah, as the time like for some time nobody was appearing, so you might have been feeling slightly anxious and wondering will they forget about me or something. Anyways, and for the wedding, thankfully no assassination, no poisoning happens.
No crossbows,
Yes.
no Lannisters.
And the ended deprivation is already starting to show.
Yeah, and they're like joking that yeah, if somebody wanted to poison us, we already poisoned ourselves with alcohol yesterday or the day before that. Nothing could touch us.
You know, could I make a dwarven warrior who fought using a barrel? That would be the most stereotypical thing
You
ever.
need to probably ask Zach if that's possible, but I guess with
Yes.
proper feats it is possible because fighting
There
a barrel
is
is fighting an improvisation.
um
I'd love
there's
to make like a low level.
well, there's a monk archetype that gives you the feats to use improvised weapons, and he can start using your key to enchant them.
I'd love to make like a low-level character who just smashed people's head in with kegs and stuff. That'd be
Also-
hilarious.
Oh yeah, you can fight
if
with a
you get to
barrel. Have
play-
you have
Oh.
haven't you seen The Hobbit?
Fuck, now
If
you
you-
reminded me that I have yet to watch full one of the parts from Hobbit trilogy, because I have yet to watch any one of them from start.
If you get to play an ogre, there is a feat called Quick at Hand, which lets you pick anything up and use it as a weapon. And it actually gives you a +2 to use it instead of a -2 for using an improvised weapon.
That's pretty
Right.
cool.
I
actually.
drink my potion of giganticism, and I dual wield the dragons.
Yeah, when I was an ogre, I had an ability that made me one size larger because I was still technically a humanoid. So, whatever spell did that, I forget what it was.
Enlarging.
Yeah, enlarge human or large
pretty
person.
much.
I was able to pick up medium-sized people and use them as weapons.
Why? DM, what have we done to you? Oh no.
Not said that I misspelled. Not said that he will say. When he started saying that, drink a potion of, and for a moment I thought, Viagra. I was like,
You
and then
spent too
and then I
long time
facepalmed,
around us.
and then I facepalmed and
Yeah.
thought, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Portion of Viagra. What
Anyways.
I use, and I grab my giant dragon.
Oh my god, what did you fucking link again?
That fucking remake.
Yeah, and I can see that like party, like wedding party right after like church thing is not as wild as the last one. It's very cultural, very restrained. People like are like more acting more okay. Like with better, they are of course with like noble or royal clothes. They are drinking like the best wines. And perhaps, yeah, I mean, unless you like, he technically could show himself, like, because he doesn't care if he gets a wedding or not, but I'm gonna say that unless he was invited, then he doesn't show up, and I guess he wasn't because that's a new person. And I'm talking about that vampire noble from Dragon Knight. But yeah, he probably is not there. Okay, yeah, so basically, wedding is a very big success. Obviously, honeymoon will have to wait, but first wedding night, of course, obviously is also a big success. No double meanings here. And.
It had a happy ending, you could say.
Yeah.
Well, they could say, assuming everything goes okay in the future, then they might be able to say that they lived happily ever after. But there's still one more thing to deal with. But yeah, I guess that he gets to Genkir to get a private, not private moments, but to like enjoy his time, even when preparing. Then he returns to his sanctuary, which I would say at this point Tadeusz just went tripled the effort because he knew that his wedding was coming. So that's, you paid him, but he said he decided that he gonna finish that before your wedding as type of a present. So when you get to sanctuary, it's like completely like finished what you ask him to do.
What was the question?
I mean, not really the question. I just wondered that probably, even if you are like preparing for that final fight to get some avoid guild, and to get some like better privacy, you go to with Ramus to your village, to Sanctuary.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sanctuary is finished. Like Tadeusz managed to just before the wedding to like give you some sort of present that he managed to get the job done, like kind of before the timeline, like the deadline.
Hmm.
The
Yes.
previous deadline. Oh my god! Now I read like fails. It reminds me of one of the Spoonies video with Tempus Tales, and that was not a funny story.
The punniest videos.
Considering that, yeah, as Spoonie like said that in that story, Tempus Tales, at what moment as a DM he kind of depraved him to a point where he made a scene where that NPC, because Tempus Tales is like a book character, so he made that character to and I'm quoting just that he skull fucked one of the NPC bear mates that
Yeah.
players liked. And I'm like, oh man. And this is one of these moments where both players and DM are wondering, oh my god, did we went too far? How far have I fallen? Anyway, so yeah, you go out for your privacy moments, enjoying your parts of honeymoon, mixed up with training and whatnot. And before we switch to end, like Aoti, like after the wedding, when you know that the only thing that is left is just to prepare, what's your Rocky training montage consist of?
My Rocky training montage.
Hang on,
I
I
don't
have
know.
a good one.
Okay. What do you have?
Ooh.
I mean, I know what.
I don't know. Maybe I'm shooting Jai for target practice or something. I'm not quite sure. Uh, well, truth be told, there isn't really much Audi can do. As you know, after she became immortal, her power stayed pretty much the same level. It's really more about knowledge than anything that she'd be able to get.
Yeah, and obviously there's only one or two choices for music background for Rocky training montage, and this is one of them. I hope this is the proper version.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
It's either that or Eye of the Tiger. Okay, so basically you are making sure that you are practicing your gun
Yeah,
skills, your marksmanship, and maybe like think more or like just make sure you know what to do with that special bullets and that artifact you got.
Wait, what special bullets? I completely forgot.
Oh my god.
I completely forgot about special bullets.
There was an artifact that has two forms. One was arrow, not arrow, but one was a bow,
Oh.
second one was a gun. And I said what is its special property. And then you, because it has a form of the gun, you received, I think you rolled 2d4 and it was like 4.
Yeah, six bullets.
6 bullets. And those bullets are basically like anything short of like deity, some sort of deity. And maybe I reserve myself to be able to add exemption.
Mhm.
But yeah, anything else will just straight out die. This is one of the immortal killers. Like those bullets are like allow complete eradication of body and soul of target. Like origin bullets, you can name them. Yeah, so that's the. Okay, and of course
okay.
for like various NPCs that you've came to know during your adventures, we see Kim with his recruits, who like over like 2 or 3 weeks are getting like slightly better and better, holding themselves like better with like making. They are just getting better, more efficient at combat. They seem less like a green horse, more like seasoned warrior. Yeah, we see like people doing exercises, making spars, and cities prepare themselves, armies like training, making maneuvers. And then we see like Robert Augustus sitting in like kneeling position and probably appearing to be praying in front of Whitegate. And like he of course also like does his part of training, but most of the times he's like appearing to be contemplative and praying, and he's like waiting for the right moment to call for help from the White Gate. And then we go to Endif, and this is at some point in time, either before or probably after wedding itself, where Velina has time, and apparently she still decided to come. Like she appears outside of cell, and as she appears there's like slightly more light, even if she doesn't. And she's like, "Hello, Endif."
Hello. How was the wedding? I shouldn't ask.
Well, wedding was perfect, I must say. Ramis found herself a really fine man. He will make her happy. I cannot seem to remember when I've seen love more true than of those. And she's like comes closer and like sits just outside of like cell doors, protected with all of the runes and what. So, and is there anything specific you want to talk about?
Yes, and I start trying to convert it to my religion.
What is your religion, Ivan?
I worship the.
Is there a god of disaster? Is there a god disaster and misfortune?
Yeah, she
Because that
probably
would be-
like chuckles and yeah, I'm not interested in that deity. And considering what you did consciously, it seems like
Hey. It was in self-defense. He attacked me.
you could have run away, couldn't you?
Not at that point. He could always outrun me.
She like gives you like a blank look, like really? Don't like really? Like don't you have anything that allows you to teleport?
Yeah, my boots. I was wearing this. And I kind of motioned to my mostly naked form.
Yeah, of course. Man, I just like had a sudden urge to add insult to the injury, and what you probably won't hear, but what she thinks or murmurs very quietly, like she like insult to the man that she probably said something. Oh, I've seen that.
Eh.
Probably not. I said you corrupted me, so I have very stupid, strange
Yes,
fault.
we fucked him up. All my fault.
And like she cuts you very quickly. Sorry, if I'm not coming here to talk about religion and be converted to it.
Well, thanks for showing up. At least giving me company.
Is that actually all you wanted?
No, just
Yeah.
other random stuff. You should gather up all of my equipment and get it ready for me, though.
I
'Cause-
believe somebody already.
Okay, because I still can't remember what the hell happened that night.
You are. Although, you are probably the only one who landed at the black.
Well, I can assure you that one's true, as there is only me and the other guy, and the other guy is no longer in this plane of existence.
But he's not dead.
Chances are something there will kill him.
I'm not an expert of these things, but try to think for a moment. What they call them? Divine guardians of that places, of the gates.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've learned, and what I guess Lysander was his name, he sits in the library, but what I asked, and he kinda said, although he wasn't really that keen to share knowledge at first. I guess that's because of who I but then he said that this thing is granted, not like earned. So he probably has some protection of deity that made him protector of that place in the. So he might be killed by something, or he might survive long enough that his master, protector, I don't know what's the proper word for that, that will bust him up from the troubles, and he will return when the gate is fully open. We are fighting. Our enemies are deities, after all.
That's a good point.
She's like, after a small talk, she's like, well, we are considered monster by some, and definitely irresponsible idiot by many. Well, you said something about yourself.
God. Ah, turn it off. Turn it off. Okay,
What?
better.
Yeah, there was a lot of static.
Probably my fault. I was
Yes.
fiddling with my mic.
So
Yeah,
don't
when
fiddle
is-
with it. And then she's like, I've remembered a lot of things about my past, to be honest, and why I'm here and from where I am. I might as well tell you something if you're interested.
Sure. Sounds like it'd be a story.
Just, I didn't remember much when you rescued me, but then when some bits began returning, I was really confused why a lot of people were looking at me like a pure monster that is either to be run away from or outright. And then I started reading about my, or so to speak, like this world's version of my kind. And I don't know how that how that madman managed to do that. I am a succubus, that's correct, but where these are demons here and are universally hell-bent, pardon the pun,